Here is Barkley, left side, big hole, Saquon Barkley! Uh-oh! Barkley, goodbye! Dunk it in. Doncic, 47!
I'll give him a dunk. On a night you had 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Terrace the snap, Moss the block. Burrow going deep, he's got him! Touchdown! Jamar Chase!
LeBron leaked out, they didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in! Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer! 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts.
Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown.
Timeout. SGA. Probing. Piercing. Spinning. Hanging for the lead. And SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Hit road. Oh, come on. Justin Jefferson. You got to be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history.
Edwards puts up a three. It's good. Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore.
He's in practice. Giannis says no. Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside. At both ends.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the sharp side. As always, we will recap yesterday first, 5-1 on the show. And then I did do a late ad. I did a write-up on Donovan Mitchell over 27.5. That cashed as well. 6-1 on the day in total. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you give me a follow on X at Profit Props 1 so you get any late ads that I might have. Let's go through this slate real quick from yesterday. Tyrese Maxey over 29.5. I'm not going to lie. I thought that shit was sold in the first quarter. Really slow start. I think he finished with 39 though. Easily cashed, but it was a sweat early. John Collins under 21.5. I almost double bet that while we were on stream. After all the news came out, they bumped him up to 22.5 momentarily. I wish I would have put a second unit on that. Regardless, we cashed that as well. Evan Mobley under 9.5 rebounds. While it cashed easily, I did get a little worried after Giannis was announced out. That was a big part of my read, Giannis playing. He played the first half. My only miss yesterday was Norman Powell over 3.5 3-pointers made. He just missed the first couple and really stopped shooting. So that's what I mean. That was a bad read, low key. I wish I could have that one back. It was my only miss. It was a bad read to keep it a buck. Dak over and Pickens over both soared. Pickens cashed in the first half, and then Dak, I believe, cashed by the end of the third quarter, and that will be everything from yesterday's slate. Now let's get into today's slate. We've got 6 games, and I have one bet out officially. I'll go ahead and drop that, get it into the banner, and then we will get on to the rest of today's slate. My first play is going to be Rui Hachimura over 1.5 3-pointers made. I will say my biggest worry about this line is it appears to be public. I've heard a couple people either in spaces talk about it, which I dropped it in a space, but there were many people in that space that had it there. I think I seen a write-up or two on it this morning as well. So it's a great play. The read is LeBron's back. He should get more open attempts. He actually averaged more attempts per game last season with the big 3 than he has this year with the 2 of them. I do think we might see his 3-point attempt volume rise while his field goal attempt volume stays the same. So yeah, Rui over 1.5 threes is my only play so far. I'll dig into that a little bit more as we get into the Lakers game. But you guys know the drill. We'll start with the first game first. We have Golden State versus Orlando. Paolo's still out. Suggs game time decision. Buddy Hield game time decision. Kuminga's out, whether it's injury, disciplinary, they're trading him, not really sure. The Warriors are on 1-day rest, and I think they might play tomorrow too. Curry had just 9 points in the game versus the Pelicans. He also played just 28 minutes. Let me go see what the spread is in this one. If Golden State has a 3-point favorite, this game is in Orlando. Hey, if you're watching on Twitter, X, whatever it is, could you drop a comment just to let me know comments are working? Twitter was acting up this morning, so I'm not sure. I can see that it's live. If someone could drop a comment just to let me know we're all good, that'd be sweet. Still waiting for some of our usuals to get in here. If you haven't already, man, drop a like, drop a retweet. YouTube link and Twitch link is in the thread. Stan Steven, appreciate that. Just wanted to make sure we were all good. Zach, appreciate the like and the repost. Allison, appreciate you tapping in as always. Thoughts on Curry PRs? Well, let's go look at it. Let me pull up my model and it's hard to set a limit on his minutes. I more want to approach the field goal attempts. My site, thankfully, has all play type data. So I have Orlando 7th in points allowed. 26th versus pick and roll ball handlers, though. Catch and shoot I have is 3rd. Okay, so it's kind of, hit or miss for Curry. Rebounds. Again, we want to look. We don't care about the day's rest. We want to look at the minutes. All right, I would lean over there as well. Curry, 27.4 points, about 4 rebounds. I like the points more personally. Let's go shop around for the best line. 26.5 at FanDuel, 26.5 at Rivers. I like the points more personally, Allison. I lean over his points. Where do I come in at his threes? Because they do struggle versus pick and roll ball handlers. I'm at 4.5, so that should be about with the market price. Yeah, no opinions there. Steph Curry points is a decently strong lean over. I've got model support there. I also can't see my edge percentages this morning though because of the Cloudflare outage bullshit. I can't run my API, so I don't have. While I do have my projections, I do not have edge percentages currently. Yeah, lean over Curry points, but nothing official there. They're pretty good versus spot up. Maybe not versus centers. I mean, Al Horford 2+, maybe a look, but nothing official. Suggs is questionable. 28 minutes in the last game. Missed the last game. Need to circle back on that for a second, actually. Did Suggs just sit the back half of a back-to-back? Because that's – Zach, I got you. I got the comment too as well. So perfect. Sosa, appreciate the like and the retweet. If y'all aren't tapped in with Sosa, make sure you do. I go on calling the shots a lot of mornings, not every mornings, and drop my thoughts in there as well. Curry assists. I make it – nah. I'm at 3.7. That's the same as the rebounds. Let me make sure that's not an error. One second here. I've got to close this. And then I've got to rerun this. I actually do lean under Curry assists, especially with him struggling versus pick and roll ball handlers. He could be more likely to shoot. Yeah, there's something fucked up on my back end right now. I'll worry about that later. My model definitely leans under. Let's go see. Yeah, I mean, what are they in assists allowed? Second fewest in assists allowed. If you were looking at the under, I do like the under. It's moving, though, right now as we speak. I've got a 132 at Rivers and a 136 at FanDuel. Yeah, these are the two best lines. I do like Curry's assists. 3.7, but the juice is awful here. Hold on, let me turn this light off. That should help a little bit. Mark, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in. I do lean under Curry's rebounds, fellas. I do lean on or assists. I'm sorry, assists. Let me look at one other thing. I might play this similar to Mobley yesterday. We only risked 1 unit, returned to 0.71. It was juicy. Curry's assists under. I'm going to leave it as a lean for now, but yeah, I might come back to that. Steph under 4.5 assists. Rivers 132 is the best price. 136. I will be honest, if this were like 125, I think I'm definitely there. Maybe just a hair too expensive. We spoke about it, but remember, Paolo's out. I think Draymond might be starting as the 5 today. I think I saw in the projecteds. Steph, Will Richard, Moses Moody, Jimmy Butler, and then Draymond, which is fine. He played plenty fine. He didn't play well, but he held his own versus Wemby. He'll be able to handle Wendell. M. Knight, appreciate the like, appreciate the retweet, appreciate you tapping in, brother. Draymond over his boards is interesting. Draymond over his boards. Model doesn't like it. I like it. Model doesn't like it. Model's at 5, 6, 7. It's right with market. No opinions on Draymond here either. Tristan de Silva, he had a big game. Yeah, 22 in Paolo's first game out. Last game, 40. He was super efficient in that game. 5 for 9 from 3. Still had 6 3-point attempts in the last game. 10 field goal attempts. Yeah, that line's just too high for me. Although I do like him to hit 2. I'm not laying 175 for it. I do like him to hit 2 though. The price is kind of crazy to me. All right, this one is gross. I like the under. I know Paolo's out, but if he's probably going to draw the Jimmy Butler matchup. I know it's not sexy. Over in every game without Paolo this season, just 2. Over in 7 of his last 10 without Paolo. Six and a half boards and 4 assists. No plays on his 6.5. Right with market. Nothing on Franz. I think he'll have a difficult matchup. I didn't look at De Silva's boards. I do lean over his 3s. Just a bad price. De Silva 5, 9, and 6 in his last 4. Price is funky, but you could go 5.5 plus money. My number for Tristan De Silva is 591. My number is 591. If you have a DFS site, definitely like it on the DFS sites. You can run the over 4.5, 143 as a straight. I like the over 4.5. 5.5, I'm getting farther and farther away from it. So I will say I'm pretty far over on each of those lines. We will look. I know my model likes Dylan Brooks over. Let me look into Jalen Johnson for you. We'll stay on this game, but I'll just look at the model quickly. Phoenix plays. Who does Phoenix play? Portland. Yeah, Dylan Brooks is probably. I'll have to look into it further, but Dylan Brooks, I've got like a ridiculous edge. I'm at 23 on Jalen Johnson, though, bro. So, I mean, honestly, I like them both. I'm a little higher on Brooks. And you're getting a more of a discounted line. So, I would probably go Brooks there. I forget how Portland is. I think Portland's decent versus spot up, but he was even putting the ball on the floor and shooting those middies early season. So, probably Brooks there. Tristan Da Silva, if you're running it, I would run the 4.5. I would just run the 4.5, 130, 143, 1 unit risk instead of risking like 1.5. That's the way I would attack that. Model does lean over there for sure. Franz, as I said, nothing. Jimmy, let me look into it a little more. Jimmy Butler. Golden State. 19.17. I'm dead even basically with market. And I'm about 5.5 boards and assists. Yeah, I lean over there, but the price is nasty. No opinions here on Jimmy. I'm at 1.18 on his threes. So, yeah, nothing there. Will Richard, I went over this morning. I'm right with market. Now, Desmond Bane, I do believe I'm a little off market here. Not really. 18.89 with 2.05 3-pointers made. Okay, yeah. So it's a slight lean at plus money, but I can't get there. Assists, 4.5. 4.7, but the juice makes it right. Yeah, no, I'm all in agreement with Desmond Bane's line. Small lean, points under, but very, very small. Very, very small lean. I don't love anything in this game. We've kind of gone through the Golden State versus Orlando game. I do lean over Curry's points. I'm at, what did I say? Actually, no. With an adjustment, I don't see really any edge there at all. 3.32 boards. Curry's assist under. Curry's assist under, probably the closest thing. Wendell over his threes. Is it to hit 1 or to hit 2? Yeah, I love him to hit 1. The price is crazy. I mean, as a lay piece, yeah, the logic makes sense. Draymond is honestly the kind of player where Draymond's going to make him hit 1 before he steps out. So I like it. I like it a lot. The price is just wild at minus 210. The price is just wild at minus 210. Yeah, I would say Curry's assists is my closest thing to a play in this game. They're second in assists allowed, right? Let me confirm that. Yeah. I might actually want to run this right now. Yeah, I'm going to run it at 132 at Rivers, but the 136 at FanDuel's fine. I am risking just 1 unit here. I'm generally betting to win 1, just risking 1 now. Goga Patadze rebounds. Actually, that's a good one to look into. Let me get this first. You know what? let's just bet to win a unit. Fuck it. All right, I got that in there. I bet to win a unit. Second play of the day. All right, let's go. What's your analysis on Rui's threes with LeBron back? No, we'll look into it a little bit more when we get there, but he actually averaged, I think it was about 15 games. He averaged more 3-point attempts per game in those matchups, similar field goal attempts, but he's going to be playing it in the corner more So no, I actually think 3-point attempts will go up. Will minutes and usage be affected? Possibly. I won't say that they won't go down a little bit. I still think that leaves plenty of opportunities for his 3-point attempts to go up. And we'll get into that a little bit more when we get to the Lakers game. John, appreciate you tapping in, bro. Appreciate you tapping in. Got 2 plays so far. Both are right down there at the bottom. I recommend getting that Rui play sooner than later. It's kind of public. All right, moving on from Golden State, Orlando to Boston versus Brooklyn. This is a 10.5 spread. Brooklyn's obviously the dog. Game is in Brooklyn, but that's honestly probably a bus ride from Boston. They probably fly it, but you could ride that no problem. Will Braun be limited? Yes, I'm assuming so. If I had to guess, 25 is a floor, 32 is an absolute max. But I really think he's 25 to 28 tonight, 27, 28. That's a guess. There's not a lot of times we get to bet on 40-year-olds that are the greatest of all time that are, coming back from a nerve injury. So, I'm guessing. I really am. But my speculation would be he plays around 27, 28 minutes. I actually think I liked Claxton's over. And we talked about this in his last game. Fucking shit, he went over too. I think the line was 14.5. I'm at 15.63 today. I do still lean over. That Nemus guy is not going to scare me off of the play. They are third versus pick and roll rollmen this season. That is interesting. That is something that could keep you off of the play. Claxton's boards are at 8.5. Luke Garza points. Walsh points and rebounds. Jordan Walsh has been becoming popular in the community. We'll definitely have to look at Walsh. And then someone else requested Luka Garza, so we'll definitely go through Garza today. I lean under rebounds here. I'm at about 6.5, but obviously you're going to pay a crazy price, paying a premium. This moves to 7.5. Yeah, you might start seeing plus monies. I could get behind that, but I really like the 8.5 better. I think this is going to get closer to efficient. Luke Garza points, rebounds, 16, 9, 14, and 13 in his last 4. Minutes have been in the realm of static around 14. 1 second here. Bam Adebayo questionable for Wednesday. Okay, any other NBA news for today? Suggs went through pregame shoot-around, and that's about all I'm seeing. Let me give my shout-outs real quick, though. Mom That Bets, James, I appreciate y'all for liking and retweeting this, helping me grow the brand. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Everything I got's down below. I like the Silva 12+. I like the Silva 12+. I went through the Orlando game already, but I do like the Silva. I didn't run it. I think the line's 12.5, and I was at about 14. 14.63. So, yeah, the 12+ I definitely can get behind. Check Braun RAs for that 25 to 28 minute range. Cleared 9.5 and 96% of them last season. Bet we'll actually make sure we put Luke and Reeves on the floor there, and we will get into that one. Let me go plug Luke Garza in. I'm at 14. Yeah, I think I have to take this ugly-ass fucking... When you lean over Baines points if Suggs sits. It's an interesting question. Probably I'm at 18.82, so I'm right with market now. It depends on how far that number moves. Like if they go to 20.5, I think that's where it should go. If it stays 18.5 and you can, then yes. So it depends on the line after the movement. Now, if you're Orlando fan and you're like, damn, I know Suggs is sitting, then you can probably give a 4 or 5% usage boost to Desmond Bain, and that's probably going to get you there. Yeah, because Boston's not a good pick and roll ball handling team. They're actually better versus the roll man. Let me see where they are now. Orlando, I've watched a few games. They're not like abusing pick and roll ball handling either. Where is that now? Where do I have that? Pick and roll ball handler. I have that completely backwards. Boston is 5 versus ball handler, 20th versus roll man. I have Orlando and Boston backwards. So what does that make me feel? Yeah, I would lean over. At the same line, yes. At the same line, yes. I am whoever requested Garza, yes, but I can't bring myself to bet it just because of the minutes. Well, this line's moved a fuck ton already. I mean, I refreshed this not long before stream, and this line is now 10.5. Someone else probably released this. I'm still showing 8.5 some places. No, I was looking at Cornet, Luke Garza. There we go. Okay, it's 8.5 painted. Okay. Yeah, I lean over the 8.5, man, but the minutes are tough. Honestly, Lakers live bets might be the look. I should probably stream tonight. I hate that it's 10:30. I might go live on playback tonight. Now that Bron's back, I might go live on playback. Queta, we bet his under in one of these two games. It was a PR under, and he smoked us. I've got no opinions. Peyton Pritchard line is 16.5. I make the line. Boston. 19.43 with 4 threes. We might have something. Price is nasty on that, but I might be on a Peyton over. See, we do have to factor in the blowout. He was blowout proof last year. $30 minutes in a blowout. See, he's not blowout proof this year. 24 and then 32. Not confirmed, I don't think, but overwhelming majority consensus is he's going. I'd assume he's going. He said in an interview yesterday, when he gets out on the floor tomorrow, he said something to that effect in an interview when he gets back on the floor tomorrow. Man, y'all going crazy for that Lakers game. I promise we'll get there. I like Peyton Pritchard's points. The blowout scares me, but I like Peyton Pritchard's points. If Noah Clowney plays 28 plus tonight, I like this over. Trying to rob FanDuel. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Everything I got's down there at the bottom. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like and the retweet. Rico, appreciate the like and the retweet from you as well, brother. I need to be better about posting when I go live in the Discord. But low key, it's noon every day. So, boo, Lakers. Jordan Walsh is interesting. Let's look at it. He's 11.5 for me. Beat me to it. Yeah, okay, exactly. On the same page. Yeah, I like the 11.5. I really, if he plays 28 plus, I love this line, and I don't see any reason he shouldn't. I don't see any reason he shouldn't get his minutes tonight. Yeah, there are still several 11.5 lines out there. FanDuel, DK are basically the only 12.5. I want to talk about Simon's threes as well, but we've done very well attacking him versus teams that play drop coverage. The team he's playing today does not play drop. They're actually worse versus spot up. But I still think it's interesting. Okay, good call. Bottom 3 in points allowed to power forwards. Is there any assist angle we could talk about? I think there's an assist angle on both sides because the Nets are going to blitz players like Derek White and Jaylen Brown. So I think both of their assists could be interesting in this one. I actually like Derek White's points under as well. We'll talk about that. Brooklyn, Noah Clowney. See, I'm at 14.75, dog. I feel like we've got to play this. In the last 3, so on the 11th, he played 34 minutes. He got a bump in the blowout. 11-7. Still played at 30. And then 11-3. 31. Jordan Walsh will probably be his matchup. Let's go look at Walsh for a second. I definitely lean over Clowney there. Definitely lean over Clowney 11.5. Jordan Walsh PRs. He did play 33 minutes in the last game. Over his rebounds in a brick straight. I think I like Jordan Walsh's boards better than his PAs. I'm going to run this right now at DK, minus 124. Jordan Walsh over 5.5 boards, minus 124. Of course, I got to sign back in. Going to run Walsh's boards over 5.5 minus 124 DK. Rebounds, Jordan Walsh, yes. We also have King of the Court today. Do not let me forget it. All right, now let me do my little workaround. Cool. Jordan Walsh over 5.5 rebounds. I talked about Queta a little bit earlier. I guess the over, man. He burnt me in the last time I played him. I'm just salty about it. Let me see where I come in on projections. I'm at 998, so I'm sure there's an edge to the over. I lean over. I don't want to bet it, but I lean over. I definitely lean over. I just don't trust him, but I lean over. JB, I think there could be some assist value here. It's 4.5 plus money. If you're looking for a lay piece, bro, even at 190, I think JB is getting 4 assists. I think we might see a season high in potentials or one that rivals his season high in 15. So I would love a Jaylen Brown assists over. Yeah, the price is baked into it. Okay. Let's move on to one of the greenest green lights in the NBA right now, Michael Porter Jr. Line is 23.5. Basically painted. 124.5, a handful of 22.5s in the market. Basically Let me go look at this a little bit more. Yeah, basically painted 23.5. Way more interested in his points line. 27. Yeah, I almost have to take this. Why wouldn't I? What's Boston good at defensively? I have Boston. 5 versus pick and roll ball. I mean, they're good at a lot of shit. I just think the Chuck factor is going to be there. I think we're closer to 18 field goal attempts tonight. Let me see where I actually came in at field goal attempts. 18.26 field goal attempts, 8.76 3-point attempts. Okay, the market's even at 9, so that makes me feel good. Again, these are very soft outs, so they're not super efficient, but I am slightly under the lines that are out there. So to be under the projected attempts and over the points makes me feel actually really good. Am I running a Michael Porter Jr. over 23.5? I think I'm not because it's a blowout, but I like the over there. Derek White, I'm at 18 points and almost 7 assists. See, I think there could be some value in these assists. I do slightly lean over the points as well. So the price on the 4.5 assists is crazy, but I do like a 4.5 assists over for Derek White. 5.5 plus money, 4.5 you're laying like minus 140, minus 150. But as a lay piece, I definitely think he gets to 5. Simons, what's his minutes been like in blowouts this season? Versus Memphis on the 12th, he played 21. Versus Washington, he did have 30 there. Versus Cleveland, 26. Versus the Pels, 27. I do think he could be the beneficiary of blitz the ball handler quick, and we know he's going to shoot. None of these were last year, right? No. I do like it at plus money. I do like it at plus money. "27th versus catch and shoot." What happened to Simon's last game? I really don't know, John. I wasn't tapped into it. I think it was a blowout, though. I do think it was a blowout. It was the Clippers. He only played 12 minutes. I'm not sure what happened with Simons there. I'm actually not sure what happened with Simons there. Yeah, and that was after having that crazy first half too. That's wild. Christopher said he could hear it. All right, cool. Anything new in the NBA underdog world? No. Okay, we're good. Was only a 3-point win, so yeah, facts. Yeah, facts. I lean over Simon's threes, though. I do lean over because the catch and shoot defense. Moving on from that game, I think Jordan Walsh was our only play. We've got Detroit, Atlanta. Okay, so Detroit's on a back-to-back. Atlanta maybe as well. Look at this. A lot of outs, a lot of game time decisions, and very few lines. '20s all across the board. 20.5 is the painted line. I do lean over Jalen Johnson here. Jalen Johnson. I also leaned over Zachariah Risachet, but I think he's even questionable in this one. So for Johnson, I come in at a 23.34 projection. So clearly over the points here. They're very good in post defense. They're pretty good versus catch and shoot. They're pretty good versus rollman. They're very average versus the pick and roll. I don't know why this line is what it is and why we can get it. Are the books just asleep or am I missing something? I don't know. I mean, this one feels too easy, right? I mean, it's just called up a guy or two from the G League. I like Cade's rebounds or RAs. Yeah, Dyson's a dog on defense. I would be careful with the assist read there with Dyson. It does make sense that he'll be coughing the ball up more, but Dyson will pick him up full court, especially right across the line. So while it might be more passes made, they might not be the same quality of passes, and you got to really watch that. Because passes made is a good part about assist read, is a good thing to look at, but you got to be careful. Not all passes made are created equally. All right, that's my rant. What am I betting this Jalen Johnson over? I just see no reason not to. I'm betting this. 20.5. I think FanDuel 114 is the best line I can get. 112 at Rivers. FanDuel's at 114, so pick your poison. Save the 2 cents. Jalen Johnson. Oh, shit. I got to get that out. I got to bet. Duran is questionable. I do think he's in a good spot if he goes. It's a back-to-back, though. I really feel like he's not playing. Yes, sir. Rico said Deep Creek Lake. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wonder if he played for Garrett as well. I got to get this out to my cord. Let's move. All right, let me get that on the banner. Cade rebounds. We'll look into it. Yeah, I mean, Jalen Johnson if everybody's out, his usage might be stupid today as well. Cade's line is 5.5, juice to the under. Keep in mind, Duran could sit. One second here. I'm at about 5.2 boards. So I've got no opinions here, especially, Durant could be out. A lot of question marks in this game. Jalen Johnson's points over is probably going to be the only thing I have in this one. Because, Durant is questionable. That injury, there's a lot that could go wrong over there. A Jalen Johnson over, I can like no matter what happens. So let's move on to Memphis versus San Antonio. We've got John Morant out. We've got Victor Wembanyama out. Ty Jerome, Scottie Pippen Jr., Brandon Clark, Javion Smalls, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle. I can tell you my model liked Jaren Jackson Jr.'s points under. That's coming off 26 in the last game versus Cleveland, though. They're down Wemby. San Antonio's down Wemby, so there's no way I can bet that. I do lean over Luke Cornett's boards. Memphis doesn't rebound the ball well. I don't love it, but I do lean over there. De'Aaron Fox, I think he could go for 30 tonight. I think he's going to have a lot of volume. That being said, I don't love the play. Castle is out from everything I've saw, so there's nothing to worry about there. Barnes threes could be a sneaky look, but the books have definitely adjusted to this line. Honestly, points might be the better pivot there. I could see him up to 15 or so. Devin Vassell with Castle out. I think he's done quite well in scenarios without Castle, without Wemby. I don't think there's any layover with Fox, however. Honestly, even, last 8 doesn't look good. So very little layover with Fox. If you have a read, God bless you, but I've got nothing there. And I've got nothing on this game. I think you got to know which games you feel comfortable attacking and which ones you don't. Memphis and San Antonio both down their whole fucking lineup. I'm chill on. I lean over Dyson Daniel steals. It's a small market that I don't really spend a lot of time on, but if the liquidity is worth your time, I think the steals over is probably a good play. Let's move on to Utah versus my Lakers. Lakers are 11.5, 12-point favorites. I'll get up here and say that every time they're a double-digit favorite. I said it versus the Hornets, and I do believe they ended up winning that game by double digits, but I think they were down going into half. So look for this one to stay competitive. We do get LeBron James back. That's what, all things are pointing towards. DeAndre Ayton, it's going to be interesting to see how his stock rises or falls with LeBron. It adds another player than pick and roll that gives him the opportunity to, excel in. It's also probably going to take some shots away. I think Luka's going to average a few fewer field goal attempts per game, which is going to be nice. We're no longer going to have to bet over 34.5. We should be able to get Luka down to 29, 30.5 again, and we can pick our spots. Also, I think Reeves falls from his normal 24, 25.5 closer to 21.5. And LeBron is going to fall similarly into that 21 to 23.5. I do think we see LeBron miss a lot of back-to-backs. He's missed, 14 games? He probably plays about 50. He probably misses another 15 or so minimum, I think. And as a Lakers fan, obviously I got the hat on this morning. The LeBron news had me juiced. I think it's going to take a couple of games for LeBron to find his way into this system. In terms of find his way, I mean, figure out how he gels, man. He's been a ball dominant player his whole career. It's funny, Luka may average more passes. I think LeBron sets people up better. Luka just gets doubled, so it leads to open shots. I'm excited, though. I think it'll be a really good mix with Ayton in there. I don't think no one was afraid of how Luka would fit or LeBron would fit week one. Now everybody is a little worried about it. So we'll see how it goes. We do have a request here on LeBron RAs. So I will say this. And man, y'all know, Shams is working for FanDuel. It's not even a conspiracy theory. I think FanDuel's got a much better idea on what his minutes will be. Obviously, they're going to set they are setting LeBron's line, expecting there to be a ton of rec money on his over. 15 and a half tells me I think he's actually closer to 20 minutes instead of 25. I thought he was going to be 27, 28. This line tells me 20 ball. And 20 ball makes sense because he might not play a minute in the fourth. So he could play the first 7 of the first, the last 7 of the second, and the first 7 of the third, never touch the floor again. I can see that absolutely. Man, I would be afraid to back LeBron. I would be afraid to back LeBron tonight. PG debuted last night. Yeah, and he did pretty well from the field. I know he scored the first 5. I don't know how he scored after that. Who did Philly play? We bet Maxi's over. I should remember this. Toronto? Was it Toronto yesterday? Listen, I'm a Lakers fan. All right. There is nothing I wanted to do more. Clippers. That's right. Clippers. That's right. There's nothing I wanted to do more than get up here and bet LeBron James overs today. But it's not the right play, dog. We got to wait. We got to see how this team meshes. If you're going to bet it, have fun with it. But I've got no opinions. Ayton, I'm at 8.5 boards. Walker Kessler's out for the season now. They're pretty banged up in the interior. I'm right there with market, though, man. I'm right there with market. We might lean a little bit over based on matchup, but I'm right there with market. Plus, you got to think, Braun back, he probably eats up a little more of those boards than like a Marcus Smart. Even a Rui. I fuck with Rui. We bet Rui's threes over. We'll get into that a little bit more. LeBron, though, I'm going to move on with no official plays. Ayton, I make this line 17 points, so I do lean over, but just a lean. Pair Dylan Brooks with Derek White. Yes, sir. No problem. I appreciate you for tapping in. I like both of those looks, especially to Brooks. Lean over 8 points. That's about it. Nurk, he started, 2 or 3 games now? Damn, coming off a 38-minute game versus Chicago. 14 boards in that one. What do I make his line? Make it 10, basically. Yeah, no, I'm right with market here. No official plays there. Luka, I mean, we can do with LeBron and Reeves. I think he stays right in the high 20s, low 30s in usage. We just got to see LeBron back, though. Nothing official on Luka's props. Collier assist is a good one. This was an absolute wagon for us last year. We even cashed the double-double a few times with him. I do believe the Lakers allow a lot of assists because they like to collapse on the interior. 16th mid, 29th versus catch and shoot, though. That's the key right there. I make it 7.43. There's a 128 at FanDuel. Whoever requested Collier, I like the assist, Stan. I really like the assist. The price makes it like right on the line for me, but my model's over. The price is just like, if this were like 6.5, 110, 6.5 even money, it's an auto bet it and forget it. At nearly 130, it's like it's close, but I still lean over. I still absolutely lean over. All right, Collier's assist. I like it. I don't love it. Markkanen. He had 10 3-point attempts the last time he played the Lakers. I actually think Isaiah Collier being in helps him a lot, even though Collier is probably coming off of the bench. Rookie points under, huh? I'm at 12.44. I don't know what Ace's line's at. No, I'm right with market with Ace Bailey. Really hard to spot him, but yeah, I'm right with market. I'll listen to my model there. I like Laurie over his threes. 4, 5, 6, and 6 in his last 4. 17 attempts for Chicago. What are the Lakers in 3-point attempts allowed? 21st in percentage, 19th in attempts, 30th dead last versus 4s. I guess the lineups will go Luka, Reeves, Braun, Rui, Ayton. So Rui will be the matchup here. LeBron's threes over. I'll have to look at the price. I do think he'll be more of a shooter this year. So that's 2+. I actually like LeBron's threes over at 2+. I think we're going to see his attempts rise this year. I do think we're going to see his attempts rise this year. Yeah, bro, it's by design. JJ Redick does that by design. And listen, we're 8-4. Like, sometimes I usually hate it, but whatever. They're winning games. So when you think about it, it really works for a lot of the best teams in the league, though. Like Giannis, maybe OKC. I mean, more difficult there, but Shea. I think JJ did that with the long run in mind. Exactly, dog. I mean, bro, you're so right. Like if that, I feel like at 18.5, 21.5, more people would be on it. But that 15.5, bro, that line is fishy. Like that shit says he's playing 15 minutes to me. I'll come back to Laurie, but I like the 3.5 at plus money. We're going to move on, but I come back. I like Laurie 3.5 plus money. Rui, I took the threes over. We can do all this stuff. Some of these are very sub minutes too. Averaged 5.6 with the shitty games. Now let's just say he took 4 and, let's look at that sample size. He averaged 6.1 in those scenarios. Again, this is with Luka, Reeves, and Braun. And that was in 31 minutes. I honestly think he's fine to play 41, 42 in these rotations. It's not like, they added Ayton. It's not like they added a 4. So, yeah, I think I spot him around 6 attempts tonight. He needs to shoot 33%. Quality of the look should be good. I know, bro, but I'm not touching that tonight. I am not touching that tonight, bro. Minutes limit. Like, tonight would be tonight. I know he probably wants to extend it. But, bro, sciatica, from what I'm, reading up on it, I was talking to Grok about it. What do they think Braun's going to do? That shit can just flare up too, bro. So his first game, you might want to be real careful. He goes out there, yams one on somebody's head. That shit could flare like that. He could play 8 minutes. So love the Rui's threes though. Rui's threes was my first play this morning. Still like it at the current prices. We got it at a slightly better price this morning. Yeah, I think Rui's threes is going to be my only official play. I will say two leans, though. Collier's assists over 3 leans. Collier's assists over, Ayton's points over, Laurie's threes over. I do lean over on each of those three. I don't assists or threes, bro. I think he's going to be more of a three-point shooter this year than any year in his past, which we've already seen that line continue to rise. But I don't hate the assists either for LeBron. But, man, those minutes scare me. All right, Phoenix-Portland last game. Portland's a 2-point dog. Injury news. Drew is a game-time decision. Grayson Allen out. Jalen Green probably out at least another 2 to 4 weeks. Thibault been out. Henderson been out. So, yeah, really just the game-time decision from Drew that's new. Grayson Allen's rather new, I guess. Mark Williams. 8.15 board. Even though he's under in 4 straight, my model's still right around the market price, so I can't bring myself to play that. Let me go to my model and see. Number 4 versus catch and shoot. So we might be looking at like a Royce O'Neal under. Also, I have Booker at 28.5. I'm slightly under. I'm at 28.5. Market's 29.5. Maybe some 30.5s out there. They're mid versus pick and roll ball handlers. Not great. DraftKings is at 30.5, bro. This is all I'm going to say. Yeah, dude, the books have definitely caught up on Shaden Sharp and Denny. We got Denny a couple times early season, but that's gone. His lines are high. I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm like 0 for 2, maybe 0 for 3 on betting Booker this year, but my model likes the under 30.5 at DraftKings. Model likes the under 30.5. I can't bring myself to bet it, but is Jeremy still coming off of the bench? No, he's starting. Drew is doubtful. Okay. Honestly, though, line's probably pretty fair for Jeremy. I'm at 18.3 there. So, yeah, I'm right with market on Jeremy Grant. Extended minutes now with Drew doubtful. All right, this is a line that, all right, hear me out. I am so far over on this line. He's coming off of a 32 and a 34. This team's really good versus catch and shoot, though. Atlanta or Indy's not bums versus catch and shoot. And Atlanta plays today. What do I have them ranked versus catch and shoot? They're good as well. He still got there in back-to-back games versus teams that defend his play type. Pretty all right, not going to lie. Storch, if it were me, I would just go points. Like I've got an edge to the over points. I can't believe in the big year of 2025 we're betting Dylan Brooks points over, but that's what my model leans. It's gross, but that's the way my model. I know. That's what I'm saying, bro. I can't be bringing myself to bet that shit. I like it. I lean over. It's not really a good matchup though, but my model leans over, bro. It's crazy. Denny, I'm at like 26.7, but John alluded to it earlier that the secret's out of the bag. The cat's out of the bag there. Everybody know now. We're seeing a very depressed line for Royce O'Neal. Actually, 2 bums back-to-back, but another bad matchup versus a team that does not allow catch and shoots. I'm at 25.69 here for Sharp. So nothing there. 5.2 on his boards and 2.28 on his assists. So I lean over and lean under, but they're both mad juicy. Yep. Booker, let's go look at it. 28.7 points, 4 boards, 6.83 assists. I do lean under Devin Booker PAs, but I know as soon as I fucking run it, I'm going to get cooked. Pardon my language, but I'm telling you, as soon as I run this under, I'm getting smoked. 37.5 everywhere but MGM and FanDuel. I lean under, but I cannot bring myself to bet it. I lean under Booker, but I cannot bring myself to bet it. Nah, I can't. I can't. All right, let me open up the floor. Anybody that has any requests from any single game, I may have missed it earlier, whatever your thoughts are, go ahead and throw it in the comments here. I'm going to go back and go through anything I might have skipped over, and then we're going to call it. I've got 4 plays right now. It's a 6-game slate. 2 of them are ass. Probably good volume. Not saying I won't have any late ads. Denny assists since he's the only one that will pass the ball. I'm at 5.38, so if I had to guess, I'm with market. Actually, I lean under Denny's assists. They're 20th in assists allowed. First matchup this year, yeah. Potentials like versus Dallas, 17's great, 15 great. The rest of these, I could run the under and live with it. But there's no Drew. Yeah, and just the one game 7, he had 17. And that's what you were saying because he's the only one there to pass it. 17 potentials. Yeah, it makes sense. It's a one-game sample, so I don't love it. Nick Richards, 2 buckets. Reeves, 3s. I don't like the Richards. Over in 7 of his last 10 with LeBron and Luka. Oh, man, that price, though. Oh, yeah, if you can get this closer to 150, it's a beautiful lay piece. 8.2 average, yes. Yeah, like minus 150 for sure. At minus 150 for sure. You have 3.5 on FanDuel. Okay, I still, that's not like, it's not a spot I'm attacking. I couldn't tell you much about his game. Yes, sir, I saw that. I appreciate you for tapping in. Glad we could win together, brother. Glad we could win together. Both are questionable. If I had to go with one of those two, it would be Cade, but I'm glad you asked that. Let me see my PRA max for today. All right, I'm just going to go game by game. First game, I've got Franz at a high of 34. Let's see if we can beat it. I've got 45 with Duran, new high. 45 with Duran, new high. I've got a new high. Luka, but LeBron's back. Okay, so Luka is my largest edge, or I should say my highest PRA, not largest edge, at 53. Now, consider that LeBron is back, and then you could play Jalen Duran, who could have no Cade. Has he bettered in those? I know he just went off without Cade. Was that the only game without him this season? Can't remember. Is that the only game without him? It was the only one this year without him. I would go Duran, dog. I would go Duran. Who asked about that? I would go Duran. I'm also not mad at Luka, but you got to keep in mind Braun is back. Curry PRAs, we talked about this one earlier. Points over, I liked. RAs really wasn't that interested. The points just weren't, like, the edge wasn't quite enough for me, but I did lean over that 26.5 at FanDuel. Looks like Rivers is also at 26.5. So Curry's over points was really close. You can see there I actually bet his under rebounds, but I do lean over points for Curry. Bet under assists. I bet under his assists. Under assists, but I do lean over points. Jalen Duran would be my pick for king of the court. You know, I don't know how you're going to bet it. Just PRA's over, you know, whatever you want to use your token on. But Duran, and it's going to be a popular pick. You're going to win like $50. Who's the sneaky pick today? Denny Odvia could be your sneaky pick. You know who could be like mad sneaky? Maybe a Jeremy Grant. No one else is betting him. Lauri Markkanen could be sneaky versus that Lakers team that allows some deep rebounds. Lauri Markkanen could be sneaky. But yeah, I think Luka or Jalen Duran are probably your two safest bets. Yeah, I don't know who said it first, but I just saw it. Yeah, no, I agree. Markkanen could be sneaky. Yo, maybe we actually go Jalen Johnson. Let me look into Jalen Johnson a little bit there. That one could be sneaky too. Yeah, Lauri Markkanen and Jalen Johnson. I could see Fox too, but I think he'll actually be popular. I like the idea, but I don't think he'll be sneaky. I think people will be on that with no Wemby. Or I don't think people are really betting. I mean, Jalen Johnson, yeah, you know what? The whole team could be out. I don't think anybody's betting Markkanen king of the court, though. One of those two. Jalen Duran, probably your safest. These two are like your two sneaky looks. Yeah, Fox doesn't get many boards. You're right. He can fill it up in the points and the assists, though. All right, let me check real quick to make sure there's no other profit boost, and then we'll get out of here. King of the court, though, man, I don't know. Jalen Johnson or Markkanen for me, man, trying to go sneaky with it. I think those two could be decent payouts. We've got a 4+ leg bullshit I'm not too interested in. You can just pair the card if you want to build that. FanDuel have anything cool, or is it just some live bullshit? Keldon Johnson overs today in San Antonio. Man, I don't have a great read on that San Antonio game, but if you do, I do believe there's definitely money to be made in that one. I got a 50% college basketball boost, 30% NBA boost. We've got a touchdown jackpot for Thursday. Okay. Nothing else standing out. I think we're going to call it. Real quick, I'm about to get out of here. If you have any requests, throw them in there now. If not, I will recap the card. We'll get out of here, and we'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be back every day till Sunday. Taking Sunday off again. All right. Well, hold on. Not really a problem because he can drop 30 and 10 and 5. Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, let's get after it. The recap: Rui over 1.5 3-pointers made. Steph Curry under 4.5 assists. Jalen Johnson over 20.5 points. And then I just realized I forgot to release Jordan Walsh over 5.5 rebounds, and that was 124 at DK. Let me go see how that one's closed, and then we'll recap real quick. I want to see. So Walsh is rebounds. Still available. Moved a little bit, 132, but still good to go. Jalen Johnson, let's see if it's moved it all our way. Points. Nope. Still can get Jalen Johnson at the same price I did. Curry, assists. Can still play at 136. It's still pretty close. Curry's still good. And then Rui's threes. I know this one was moving this morning. Rui's threes, if you ain't got it, you missed it, dog. But that was the first one I dropped this morning. So if you ain't got it, you missed it. Val said, wait, Sharp over 24.5. I'm not sure where you're getting that line. I didn't see it. I saw a lot of 25.5s. Oh, yeah, DraftKings at minus 121. I'll say I lean over there, Shade and Sharp. Let me see where I came in at Portland last game. I'm at 25.69, so I do lean over, especially at the 24.5. Sharp over, lean over. I don't see any news on Porzingis playing yet. There's a lot going on in that Atlanta game I don't know about. Actually disagree with the Laurie look. I was leaning over his threes. So no go. I would disagree with Laurie, agree with Sharp, but it's just a lean. No news yet on Porzingis. Everything else I played is down there at the bottom. Vale T, anything else before I go? Lean over Sharp. No opinion on Laurie. I would actually lean over his points if I had to make an opinion, but I like his threes better. Yes, sir. No problem. Appreciate all of y'all for tapping in. All right. Doesn't look like we have anything else. All right. I'm going to jump off here real quick to recap again. Rui over 1.5 threes. Steph under 4.5 assists. Jordan Walsh over 5.5 rebounds. Jalen Johnson over 20.5 points. Alex, this is props.cash. Use code PP25. Profit Props 25. PP25 gets 25% off of your first month. If you're on X, just DM me and I can send you a direct link to get you that promo code. All right. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Best of luck tonight. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Until then, man, let's go.